Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to take a look at a puzzle encounter where the adventuring party is sent on a quest to retrieve a vial of well water. Now this well water is going to be found in an orchard at least a day or two's travel away, and it's going to be very important for a brewer to be able to have that key component to make their ales or stouts, or maybe an alchemist that needs it to develop healing potions for the party or to save someone's life. Regardless of how you decide to use this puzzle in your game, when the adventuring party finally gets there, instead of one well that they could fill up their vial with, there's actually 4 wells in this orchard location. And not only that, but there's 2 corpses that looks like they may have drank from the well and they died of poisoning. So in this scenario, our adventuring party needs to figure out which of these wells has the safe water in order to fill up their vial. So I hope you like it. Let's take a look at this puzzle entitled Well. Before we get started, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, join us over on the Discord, and pick up a copy of my book, Wally DM's Journal of Puzzle Encounters, available now on DriveThruRPG. So in this puzzle, our adventuring party is seeking out a well that has magical water, and this could be for some brewer that's looking to make some type of a special ale, or perhaps some type of an alchemist that's trying to make a potion or something to heal or cure an individual. But regardless, our adventurers expecting one well is going to arrive into this orchard, and they're actually going to be presented with 4 different wells. Now each of these look exactly the same, they are all identical, and they all have basically about the same water level. Now, one of the disturbing factors about this scene is there are 2 individuals that have passed away. There are 2 dead townsfolk, one over here and one over here. And if our characters were to come up and take a closer look, they can make a medicine check, and we'll give that a DC 12, and they'll be able to determine that they've been dead for at least a day. Now this one over here does have a tankard that is spilled over, and this lady over here has a vial that is broken and shattered on the ground, and if our adventurers make a 15 or higher on that medicine check, they might even be able to tell that they were poisoned, probably from drinking some of the water from one of these wells. Now also scattered about this entire area are these bushes or trees that are dropping these half-inch diameter strange burgundy colored berries, and the entire ground is littered with them. Now with regards to these berries that are scattered about, this is probably something that the adventurers have never encountered before, so I'm going to limit nature checks or even survival checks to only those characters that are proficient in that skill. So let's say our druid is proficient in nature, I would allow them to make a DC 12 nature check, and on a success they would be able to determine that these berries are not harmful to humanoids. Now one additional hint that you could give the characters if they start to struggle on this puzzle is perhaps on that same nature check, that DC 12, if they roll a 15 or higher, then they're going to recall some information that these berries are a delicacy to a special type of an eel that is in this area or is in this part of the countryside. So that's all the details of this puzzle. Our characters have this vial, and they need to take this vial and they need to fill it with water from one of these wells. Now, as far as running this puzzle, 3 of these 4 wells are going to have toxic or poisonous water. But again, the characters are not going to be able to determine whether or not the wells have poisonous or toxic water without tasting it. All 4 of these wells are going to look the same, and all the water is going to be opaque, and they're not going to be able to see down into it. So if our characters want to be brave and try to drink from one of these wells, I would probably make this a very steep cost, because again, the entire puzzle is going to be focused around the characters finding out which one of these 4 wells has the safe water, and to be able to fill this vial and take it back to whomever gave him the quest. So if the fighter comes over here and drinks out of this well, depending on the level of the party, I am probably going to roll a lot of damage. I'll throw a bunch of D6s together, and the character will be allowed a Constitution saving throw, but this is going to be a deadly sip or a deadly drink out of this pool. And even if they make the saving throw, I am still going to give them the poison condition, and that's going to last for quite a while. If they try to drink again from this well, or if they try to drink from another poisonous well, well, they're going to be in for a really bad time. But of course, as far as the damage and the conditions as far as poison is concerned, that's going to be entirely up to you as the GM. I'm going to make this a very steep cost, but you may want to decide to do it differently. So with everything that has been presented, do you know how to solve the puzzle? I'll give you a second if you'd like to figure it out. Did you get it? Great, let's go over the answer. So this is actually a fairly easy puzzle. We just need one of our characters to come over here and pick up one of the berries and to put one in each of the wells. Again, if the characters made the nature check to be able to determine that these berries are delicacy of a rare freshwater eel, then they're already going to be tuned in and should be able to solve this with no problem. But by putting one berry in each of the wells, 3 of them, the ones that are still poisonous, they are not going to react. The berry is just going to float on top of the water. But the one well that is safe to drink from actually has some of these eels inside. So again, we put one berry in each of these. They will float, and if the characters watch what's going on, they'll see an eel that will pop up and eat the berry in this well. And that's going to tell them 2 things. Since these eels are known for being able to purify water, and a lot of townsfolk may even put these purposely into the well to keep their water clean and to keep insects out, then they're going to be able to determine that this well here is safe to drink out of. And also they're going to be able to determine that there's something living in this well, so that must mean that the toxins or the poisons aren't affecting it. So this is probably safe to drink out of. So now our characters can take this vial and fill it up out of the well. And now their mission has been accomplished, and they can take this back to the brewer, to the alchemist, or whomever hired them to come and get this water. So this is a fun little quest that you can send the adventurers on. I have no doubt whatsoever that they'll be able to solve it in no time. But be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know if you think this is an easy, medium, or hard as far as the difficulty level. Now the idea for this puzzle actually originated in the Wally DM Discord. Doomstone877 put this graphic of a battle mat with 4 different wells, a bush or a tree in the middle, and 2 dead skeletons, and said, hey, what type of a puzzle could we make out of this? And it was really cool to see all of the responses to that, and this was actually the puzzle that I came up with just from looking at this picture. So honestly, this is a fantastic exercise. Put a map like this out to the public, do some brainstorming, and see what kind of puzzles or traps or encounters we could come up with, and I hope you like this one. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the puzzle? Is it something that you could use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? And what type of puzzle or trap would you make from the 4 wells? I'm looking forward to the conversations. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.